Friday, November 22nd. It all began so beautifully. After a drizzle in the morning, the sun came out bright and beautiful. We were going into Dallas. In the lead car, President and Mrs. Kennedy, and John and Nellie, and then a Secret Service car full of men, and then our car with Lyndon and me, and Senator Yarborough. The streets were lined with people, lots and lots of children, all smiling, placards, confetti, people waving from windows. Then almost at the edge of town, on our way to the Trade Mart where we were going to have the luncheon, we were rounding a curve, going down a hill. Suddenly, there was a sharp, loud report, a shot.
Johnson, also commonly referred to as LBJ, was born on August 27, 1908. After serving a long career in the U.S. Congress, Johnson became the 37th Vice President. In 1963, he succeeded to the presidency following President John F. Kennedy's assassination. He was a major leader of the Democratic Party, and as president was responsible for the passage of key civil rights legislation, Medicare, a major war on poverty, and as well as the acceleration of the war in Vietnam. He was re-elected in a landslide in 1964, but his re-election bid in 1968 collapsed, and he announced that he would not seek re-election. The LBJ Presidential Library and Museum was dedicated on May 22, 1971. The library is run by the National Archives and Record Administration, a federal agency charged with preserving important documents and materials. When first entering LBJ Library, you see a wonderful Model T Ford given to LBJ. Other cars include his presidential limo. This was his official bulletproof limo designed for post-Kennedy presidential rides. The museum's holdings include over 44 million documents relating to LBJ's political career, specifically his presidency. As well as permanent exhibits, there are also temporary ones, such as the Vietnam Experience, a new exhibit on loan from the Naval Historical Center. This display is made up of 22 paintings, watercolors, and drawings by 6 combat artists. These paintings and drawings give a visual sense of the Vietnam War, capturing the surprise attacks of the guerrilla conflict, the river patrol boats keeping rivers open, and eyewitness accounts of the dangers of this war. Another exhibit is the Symbols of Power. Here we see gifts of states that were presented to LBJ from other world leaders. An important part of the ritual is the exchange of gifts, which takes place in the Yellow Oval Room before the state dinner. Elegant or historic objects, ancient or contemporary, are given to each other, symbolically expressing respect and admiration. The President of the United States and members of his family accept all gifts on behalf of the American people. The Gifts of State display is a permanent exhibit located on the museum's second floor. America, 1908 to 1973, is another permanent exhibit housed by the LBJ Museum. The exhibit chronicles our nation's history through the 6 decades of the 20th century that made up LBJ's life. The exhibit features displayed on the Depression in World War I and II, as well as the Civil Rights Movement. Key conflicts in the Cold War, including the Bay of Pigs disaster, are also included in the exhibit, alongside a prominent display presenting the assassination of JFK. The exhibit also includes historical events that took place during LBJ's presidency, focusing on domestic issues. In addition, the exhibit features displays on the civil rights movement in the 1960s and the historic 1964 Civil Rights Act, which ended legal discrimination in the United States. The last, but certainly not the least exhibit, is the White House. Housed on the 10th floor, this exhibit includes a 7/8 scale of the Oval Office. This office includes LBJ's original desk used while in Congress and as president. A painting of George Washington. His grandfather clock. And a personal portrait. One of LBJ's prized possessions was his 3 televisions, which he would watch all 3 networks simultaneously. Another 10th floor exhibit is the Lady Bird Special. This exhibit highlights Lady Bird's life as a humanitarian, unofficial diplomat, as well as the love between LBJ and Lady Bird. The display includes pictures, home movies, and even Lady Bird's office from here in Austin. The final piece contains special photographs taken of rooms inside the White House. Yes, this is a picture of a picture. Thank you for watching this informative documentary on the LBJ Library. We hope that you wish to go visit the LBJ Library sometime. There is free admission and it is located at 2313 Red River Street, Austin, Texas.